Oh, hey guys. Y'all come here often? What's up, everybody? My name is David Franco, and welcome back to what I like to call a mini vlog. Lately, gotta be honest, the mini vlogs for me are kind of just like, hey, let's just walk around the house and look for things to talk about because I have a lot of things in my house. I am not a hoarder. I have gotten really good at letting things go, but there are certain items in this house that I will never, ever get rid of. And well, one of those things is many of those things, is my iPod collection. Yes, iPod, not iPad. But before we get into the point of today's video, check it out. The iPad Pro setup is still not done, obviously. However, I'm happy to say shout outs to Delectables for sponsoring me on Instagram. Don't worry, I'm not going to roll an ad on this video, but their payment helped me pay for the rest of the Dell monitor that I've been saving up for on the side. So I have a Dell 4K USB-C compatible monitor coming on Wednesday. And guys, that is the big final piece to the iPad Pro setup puzzle. That's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I'm not going to ramble about that too much in this video because, well, one, I've talked about it in previous videos, and three, I have plenty to talk about in future videos in regards to what I'm going to do with that setup. But I will say this, it's not only an iPad Pro setup, it's also a MacBook Pro setup. Okay, let me place you guys down here. As always, mini vlogs don't have any kind of organization, but check it out. Quick pan down. How does the Osmo do? It did okay. Anyway, guys, today's video was going to be all about this, the 5th generation iPod, my favorite iPod to date. So, to give you a little history, my first iPod ever was this, the iPod 3rd generation, but this is my favorite iPod ever because I got it for my birthday. Yes, this is a really nice birthday gift. My dad absolutely spoiled me back then, so Dad, thank you so much. You're not watching, but I'm going to thank you anyway because it's the right thing to do. This is a 60 gigabyte 5th generation iPod, or also known as the iPod Video. This was the iPod that essentially kicked off video podcasts. Video podcasts were not a big thing back then, guys. Like they just weren't a big thing. And fun fact, one of the first, if not the first video podcast I ever downloaded was MacBreak, which is funny because I still listen to MacBreak Weekly every single week. But there was a video podcast called MacBreak, and I downloaded it on my PowerBook G4 at the time, and I think it was a 1080p podcast. And my PowerBook G4 back then was literally lagging because it just could not keep up with the 1080p resolution. So that just goes to show you how far we've come with tech. I mean, guys, we have no issues whatsoever in watching higher res content on things like our iPhone, and look how thin and energy efficient this thing is. I absolutely love my iPhone Air, and yes, I'm still rocking no case. I love it. So anyway, I wanted to boot up the iPod 5th generation today and make today's video all about this iPod and show off my music collection. Hopefully some videos on here, maybe like music videos or TV shows like The Office. I'm not sure what's on here, but I've got some bad news. I plugged it in, and it said that dreaded message or whatever it says, basically saying to connect to iTunes and to restore using your computer. And I'm like, restore? I know for a fact I don't need to restore this. Like this thing is not formatted. It has thousands of songs on it. So I need to figure out how to fix that. It's not a huge deal, but if anybody has any ideas, let me know. Because I wanted to give you a tour of this iPod. But hey, I figured to make up for the lack of content with this iPod, I am going to talk about all of my iPods, which I kind of talked about recently in my iShrine video. But this is just another excuse for a weekend vlog. Weekend vlog? Did I just say weekend vlog? I meant to say mini vlog. All right, so let's go. And oh, there it is. It just said connect to iTunes. Yeah, it just booted real quick. There it is. See it? Right there. Connect to your computer, use iTunes to restore. So unfortunately, it is what it is. I mean, hey, at least I have all these iPods to talk about. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 iPods to just talk about here. I'm not going to go to super detail on all of them, but I am going to test Gemini AI, like the actual real-time AI, where it can see my surroundings. So, what do you see right now?
I see you in what looks like a home office. There's a white desk behind you with a computer and monitor, and I can see a big TV on the wall.
Isn't that cool? That is so cool. Her voice is kind of dorky on that one. I gotta change it. So anyway, we are going to test AI and see how good it is, because I gotta be honest, if there are 3 iPods in front of me that always confuse me in regards to when they came out, it's these 3 iPods. I just forget the resolution. I just forget the generation. So we're gonna use AI to help with some of them. Okay, so first of all, we have the iPod Photo. Like this is the HP iPod. This is not technically my iPod. I mean, it is now, I guess, but a viewer actually sent this to me years ago. They didn't want it, so they sent it to me. I figured who sent it. I'm sorry, but man, look at this. 20 gigabytes. It is in excellent condition, because anybody who's ever had an iPod, you know damn well the backs were near impossible to keep perfect. And this is coming from me. I just always took excellent care of my stuff, and even then, this is by far my most used iPod. But check it out. It actually looks really good, really good. So anyway, this is the iPod Photo HP edition. I know, really weird. Apple and HP partnered, just incredibly bizarre if you think about it. But yeah, I mean, I don't really think I ever used this. Let me center the camera with the TVs. This is really bothering me. There you go. Much better. But I'm honored to have this as part of my collection. Eventually, I'm going to plug it in and restore it and actually maybe use it. Guys, I'm saying a lot of things. Okay, this one I'm a lot more familiar with, because this is my first ever iPod. This is the iPod 3rd generation, 30 gigabyte. Now, unfortunately, this one just won't light up at all, meaning I plugged it in using the same exact 30-pin cable, and I didn't get any lights. Now, granted, I didn't give it a lot of time. You know what? I'll plug it in right now. But real quick, let me just show you this. We had touch-sensitive buttons. Like, these were not physical buttons. Everything was touch-sensitive. And fun fact, because this is my first iPod ever, this is actually before I even really knew about Apple. I was a lot younger, and I think I got that. Actually, I don't know when hold on. When did the iPod 3rd generation release?
Here's what I found.
I mean, you'd think Siri could just tell me, but she didn't. 2003, released on May 2nd, 2003, and remained available through July 19th, 2004. And fun fact, I graduated in 2004. So it's been that long. So I definitely got that in our old Jersey house, and I will never forget the feeling of opening that Christmas Day, right? It was actually a Christmas gift, and I was just absolutely amazed. Like, I never owned any Apple product before that, and I was like, wow, so this is what Apple's all about? Like, I owned nothing like it before. Sorry, my Instagram messages are blowing up. So I was just absolutely blown away by the build quality, and eventually, I got my first Mac, in 2004. 9/21/04. So yeah, it didn't take that much longer between my iPod and my first Mac. That's so interesting. That is really interesting to think about. I could have sworn I got the iPod way before then, but no, the original iPod came out, 2001, I believe? Because it was around 9/11. It wasn't the best time to release a new product. Very interesting, very interesting. Anyway, I'm just going down memory lane here. Okay, so those 2 iPods are out of the way. Let's talk briefly about some others. So this is the 1st generation iPod Shuffle, one of my favorite iPod ads ever, because this thing actually included a lanyard, but unfortunately, I never got this on day one, or officially for that matter, because I actually bought this secondhand on eBay. I'm quoting secondhand because I guess it really is secondhand. I should say brand new. So I bought this on eBay, got it years ago, and I actually have a video on this. I'll put it on the end card of this video. The eBay seller sold this to me as new or never opened, or I don't know, whatever they described it as. I got it and it clearly wasn't brand new. And then I think they sent me a message saying, oh, I'm sorry, this is actually from a church. We didn't realize, so it's whatever. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I am honored to own the original iPod Shuffle. Now, unfortunately, I don't know where the cap is. I have no idea. I could easily find one on eBay if I really wanted it, but it's not a big deal. But I will say, back when I was new to the whole Macintosh scene, I was like obsessed with Apple, right? And when they came out with the iPod Shuffle, I'm like, an iPod without a screen? What is Apple thinking? But at the same time, I really wanted it, you know? Apple did such a good job with their marketing and advertising and just making you want something you don't really need. I mean, right? I mean, come on. So eventually, I got this, the iPod Shuffle 2nd generation, one of my favorite iPods ever. And check it out, it even says, I, David, on the back. I used to take this with me to college all the time and just loop the same playlist because that's what an iPod Shuffle was. Like, you didn't have any plans. You just said, hey, play music, and you just hoped you would get a song you liked. I mean, hopefully it'd be a song you like because it's your music, it's your playlist. But that's just my point. Like, a lot of it was random. It was literally the iPod Shuffle. I mean, it really was a genius product in a way. And while I'm just glad I own this because this has the best clip in my opinion. This absolutely has the best clip. I'll just put it in my pocket. This was my favorite iPod Shuffle by far because then we have this. I want to say this is the iPod 3rd generation. I'm not sure. I just know it's after the 2nd gen iPod Shuffle because in my opinion, they tried to improve on this. Like, this was absolutely perfect, but they wanted to make it even smaller. And honestly, I don't blame them. So then we got this. But the thing is, in my opinion, it was too small. Way too small. Like, even now when I'm trying to, you know, unclip it, I'm pressing the back button right here. So you would mistakenly press a button. And yeah, you could lock it like this. Just put on a lock mode and then unclip it. But you shouldn't have to do that. But still, beautiful color, and I'm actually going to take a picture of this, or just ask Gemini in real time. What iPod? What iPod model is this?
That looks like an iPod Shuffle, probably the 2nd generation.
No, this is not the 2nd generation. Are you sure it's not the 3rd generation? So the 3rd generation was different. It was just a lot smaller. AI, I love it, but it's not always right. I mean, I think I'm right. This is the 2nd generation, right? Either way, these are great, but this one is by far much better in my opinion. Okay, so this is where things get a little confusing. I forget the exact generation of all of these iPods. So let's start out with the iPod Fatty, as some people called it. This was a Product Red edition. So I think, what was it, 10% of it went towards Bono's AIDS Foundation or whatever it was called. So let me see.
That's a red iPod Nano. Based on the shape and screen, it looks like a 2nd generation or a 3rd generation.
How do you not know the difference between iPod Nano 2nd and 3rd generation? Hold on. iPod Nano, I think it's the 3rd gen, right? Because the other one I've always wanted, yeah, this is the 3rd gen. This is the 3rd gen. 2nd gen was the kind of candy bar looking one, and I love that one. That's definitely my favorite iPod Nano model. But ironically, I don't have that one. And eventually I want to buy one on eBay alongside the actually iPod Nano 1st generation. Wait a minute. Yeah, so this is the 2nd gen. Nice tall model. So no, it's the iPod Nano, yeah, Nano. iPod Nano 4th generation. That's my favorite because yeah, okay. These are the colorful models. I love this ad where they just show the colors bleeding on TV. Beautiful ad. So that's so interesting how they went from 3rd gen to 4th gen, a more stick model. And then I think this one, what a segue, I'm pretty sure this is the 5th generation model. So let me see. No, the 5th generation is the one I really want. Those are the bright ones. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm very confused. I cannot keep up with these iPod Nano generations. This was the 6th generation. This was the 7th generation. The reason I'm confused is because you'd think the higher the number, the smaller device it would be. But no, they went backwards. So that just goes to show you and confirm with you my confusion of why I'm so confused. Apple went back and forth so much with the iPod Nano, which I guess is a good thing because you can clearly see that they had a lot of fun. So anyway, here's my iPod Nano collection. It's kind of embarrassing because I can't keep up with these numbers. But this is the iPod Nano 6th generation. This is pre-Apple Watch days. And yes, a lot of companies, I think actually a company sent me one, had these watch bands where you could, just have this thing on your wrist and act as a watch. Now, I realistically never did that because it wasn't made to be a watch. But this is a lot like the iPod Shuffle, meaning it had a clip, right? But with a screen. So this was really cool. This was probably one of my favorite iPod Nano models that I own. This one I rarely use. I'm pretty sure I got it for Christmas one year, but I just never really used it much. It's still a great device. I just never really used it. And the same goes for this. I forget how I got this. Maybe Christmas, maybe I got it for free. I'm not sure. But it is a beautiful model. And they obviously were pushing video back then, hence the widescreen video, because you would just do this. Rotate it to the side, and I'm pretty sure the UI would rotate with it, right? So yeah, this was a great device. So to wrap up this video and my confusion, if I were to buy a few iPods for my collection, I will definitely want the iPod Nano 1st generation, iPod Nano 2nd generation, iPod Nano 5th generation. That one's beautiful. I just love the bright colors. Look at that. And you can get a blue one for $95, which isn't bad. And I don't know if I said this, but I would really like an iPod Touch. I actually had an iPod Touch. I got one free years ago from a company. I think it was iDouble or whatever. I'm pretty sure they sent me a free iPod Touch, and I think I gave one away as well. But stupid me sold it. Why did I sell it? Why did I sell it? I guess because I have my iPhone nowadays, and I never really found myself using my iPod Touch. But now that I'm looking back, I just want to, go back and rebuild my collection, much like my DualSense collection. So, guys, if I can give you any advice, any two forms of advice for today. Number one, try to memorize the iPod Nano lineup. It's quite difficult because they just went back and forth with sizes so much and form factors. And number two, piece of advice, don't sell your things. Like, keep it. I am so lucky to at least have all of these iPods. And no, I never used the 1st generation iPod. Never did. I don't think I've even seen one in person. I'm not sure. But I would like to own one. So, there is my iPod collection, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I mean, I had fun. Did you have fun? That's the whole point of these mini vlogs, is to just sit around or just do this. Walk around and talk about what's happening in my life, including this. Check it out. iPad setup. Stay tuned. Dell monitors arriving on Wednesday, so I should have that video up by Friday. So thank you guys so much. I hope you're having a great day. I appreciate your continued support, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.